Channel.
Alright. So, welcome
Uh,
to Grand Army Gaming Community Meeting, January 8th, 2016.
User was moved out
I
of your
guess,
channel.
we'll begin by bringing up a couple of things.
User was moved
no,
out
we
of
will
your
begin by
channel.
getting people's permission.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Drake is muted. Ghost, do you give consent to be recorded?
Oh, I think he's AFK right now.
Okay.
Okay, Drake's unmuted, right?
Drake, do you have consent to be recorded?
Do what?
Do you give consent to be recorded and uploaded to various browsing websites? Okay.
Juicy, do you have consent?
Yeah, I have consent.
Liam?
Yep.
Maxwell?
I give consent.
Fidelta?
Yeah, I give consent.
User joined
Slimmer.
your channel.
Sure.
Zane?
Yes.
Locke?
Lock is muted.
Alright. Awesome?
User was moved out of your channel.
Yeah, man.
Cody?
User
Here.
joined your channel.
That one guy?
Yep.
And Vil.
Sure.
Right then.
Lock, if you're gonna get... Anybody not give permission? Because
Well, Locke's
Yeah.
not saying anything anyway, along
Right,
with Drake.
it has...
I just go
Because
ask.
TeamSpeak only records in sound, we have to have the sound of him saying it. We can't just say that he put it in chat.
Well, we can
unless-
just say...
Unless he has a mic active, he can't.
Your mic
That's the problem.
disabled. Tell us on your settings.
So,
Yeah, it's like the mic checkbox up there, Locke.
okay,
No, it's not
anybody
that
else?
Oh, look at that. There's a rebel commander in spawn.
Alright. No, that's it, Maxwell. That's it. I get everyone. And Drake
Okay.
is AFK. I mean, not Drake. Ghost is AFK. So, let's begin with our first topic being player count. As you've noticed, our player
User
count
was
has
moved out of your
declined,
channel.
in recent times.
There you go.
It could be for a plethora of reasons or lack of new people. And if it is a lack of new people,
User
what do
joined
you
your
think?
channel.
When you're looking through the server listings, what do you think, like, so what do you look for? Do you look for, just like the first things on the top, player, a player count, player caps,
User
such as a
joined your
128 player server?
Okay.
So what do you guys look for? That's what I want to know. I want your suggestions.
Hey,
Before we go
you know
off, two people who joined need to give consent.
you want my honest opinion on how I found about this server?
Okay.
Okay, so Zuthar, when he uploaded the video, he put the server IP in.
Okay. Actually, you know what? Zuthar's been trying to go contact me recently. I probably need to go hit him up on that.
Okay,
actually.
before...
Um.
Who were the two people
Yeah.
who joined?
No.
I joined.
Ghost. Do you give your consent to be recorded?
And uploaded to the internet?
Still no response. Tuna. Do
Yeah, sure.
User
You
was
can
moved
record.
out of your
And,
channel.
Locke, you were talking, but we didn't get it because you were muted. So do you give consent?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. So anyone
User
else like?
joined your
Well,
channel.
I'm talking like
Why do
people
you keep
who don't
moving
come
on?
through video. Like,
You're
how
not
would
giving
you...
consent to be recorded. We
I
have...
did give consent.
You didn't say it in chat.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Well, he did. So.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, like, as far as just like looking through the server listings, what do you look for as far as the server? Just through the listings. I want to hear anyone who has any comments on it.
Well, I didn't join the server off of the server list, but what I would look for is the player count, and if it's high enough, then I would probably join.
Can we
just
just have
because,
someone in the bridge quickly? Oh, never mind.
just because popularity. But pretty much I joined because somebody invited me to the server. So what if you got like a small just reward for how many people you invite to the server? Kind of like how all those free-to-play games out there commend you for like inviting people to the game.
That could make people want to leave, because if it gave them an advantage, people could be like, "Oh, this server's trying to advertise for itself" or something like that. It could have a
I'm not
negative
talking about
effect.
advantage. I'm just talking about like I'm not really sure how you could do it, but like somehow maybe extra
just like go
credits
say like or give you like a tag like devout member or something
or
like that.
ambassador, or
Ooh,
you can get
ambassador.
extra credits.
Yeah.
Maybe, actually, I have an idea, something that I've been wanting to bring up for a little bit. I had this, and we could incorporate it in this. I had this system where we could have people who are secretly Imperial, are part of Imperial intelligence, and maybe if they can, like, report to the Grand General if, like, so-and-so, this commander failed, so-and-so. They can give out, punishments, justfully, of course, but without consent of the Grand General and things like that. And I don't know, but it'd be in secret. And of course, if they got caught, it'd lead to an RP conflict.
That would be interesting, but actually another thing is you know the player delegation was implemented on January the first. The first of last week. So you know on last week's community meeting. So what do you guys So on the forums right now, we still have on the delegation election page, to where basically what you go do is you go post up and you go post like, what you want to do as like far as getting elected. I'm not sure if I actually said this last week or not, and I may have not. That's why we hadn't gotten anything on it on the forums. And yes, there's been a lot of forum work done last night and today, so it'll look a bit different.
It looks really nice, by the way.
Yeah, I love that. I got a couple compliments on the server about it.
Yeah.
So, can I say how I joined the server? Like
go ahead.
I was introduced to the server because this is the very first Star Wars RP server I've joined. Like, it really didn't matter if there was a lot of players. This is the first one I joined. And after watching Sudar's video of him playing, I knew there was going to be a lot of people joining. And I actually enjoyed the server. That's why. Because, yeah, this is the first RP server I joined. Because I always used to play Jailbreak and Sandbox and Murder. But, yeah, I play this.
Yeah. And you see, I also noticed, our ranking, you know how they have the rankings in the listings. Our ranking has actually decreased significantly, which, as you would probably expect, will change the player count that we get. So,
Well, one thing I've noticed is that, like, we'll have new recruits join, and they'll see the admins messing around or, like, weird things in chat and death chat, and, like, it's admins slaying people, and it makes that explosion sound. They're like, this isn't RP, and then they don't come back after they leave.
yeah.
And the admins, a lot of the admins are a little bit abusive, or they jump to conclusions. Oh, you're not allowed to do this. Judas got attacked today by Benny. He said he got PM'd or something saying he can't do engineering RP, which he was ordered by the admiral to help the engineers, but they just assumed that he was breaking the rules or something. So
Yeah, parts of that I understand. I was battling for Judas, but the parts that he was doing was parts that was replacing pipe and things like that he can't do because he doesn't have the knowledge.
Well, another thing is I'm thinking. I mean, let's face it. It's so regiment centric in our server, or in the server right now.
yeah.
That I think troops of other regiments should be allowed to be diversified. Because in the Imperial Academies, you could take a minor of sorts. I'm just kind of putting it in that way. I'm not sure what it's actually called. Or education in this certain topic, such as basic engineering, like replacing pipes and things like that. So I think, and remember, some of the best times that I had, previously when I was, just a player on a Star Wars RP server, was doing an entire medical thing. You know, Project Blue. Remember that,
Yeah.
Maxwell? And I was a
Um,
Galactic Marine, which you
and-
know.
Couple of things. That's fine if you've had the knowledge done in RP, like either you've been trained by a CO or the XO or captain, whatever. Yeah, you're allowed to talk whenever.
Okay, so we need to expanding on what you said about minors. You should allow us to add another class to each one. Add a minor class to each one and allow people to have more than 2 classes, and one of them being a minor and a main.
How
Well,
about instead of calling
no,
it?
no, it wouldn't be
Minor
that.
and main
That's not too
meaning
bad.
like, what do you call it? You took training underneath the CO of engineers to get engineering training, and you're a medic.
How
Yeah.
about we
That's a
call
minor.
it?
We already used that in RP, so because I used to be an engineer, so they always call me when there's no engineers on.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And you keep that in RP. You retain that knowledge, period.
Okay, so since I used to be CC and I had the power of force, does that not get retained?
That's a bit different. As far as force wielding, well, I mean, like in a kind of an outer RP sense, you know, like out of character, you would have to have a lightsaber to use the force, because of the weapons and stuff. But that's actually a special case there for force wielding,
Yeah.
which I don't know. Yeah, no, I would have to go say that the only exception would be force wielding, just because of out of character. You need a lightsaber to wield the force.
Just because
Yeah.
of the complications that it like gives.
Yeah, and plus,
Well-
like a random like ST, like force chokes a rebel. That would be
Yeah.
really, really weird.
Yeah.
Could we
Well,
go
I
back
mean,
to the... Sorry, go ahead
clones.
and continue.
What if we had like some more events, like people who were good RPers or so, that we could have these events, like for example, we do some experiment on him, and we find out he's force sensible, and we do this experiment on him, and it could permanently affect his character or something like that. Maybe that encourage more players to join. Like, I don't know, something along those lines. It doesn't have to do with the force, but still.
What about
I'd-
something that
Yeah.
makes new players feel special?
Yeah.
Like they want to come back to the
Pod
server.
racing! Pod racing!
What?
Nah.
No.
Okay.
Pod racing! Then this is pod racing.
Oh no, the prequels.
Oh
No,
god, it's
anyway.
Going
it's
back to the whole retaining knowledge thing, would it be helpful if we had players who had been trained as a medic to have medical information or engineering information, or like pilot? They could either add the letters E, M, or P between their regiment and their numbers. Like, instead of engineer, it'd be engineer M.
Yeah.
Engineer numbers M, whatever.
Maxwell, by the way, so did you completely remove the level system altogether? Or,
Yes, I'm doing it now to make people know that this is the actual thing. That it's
Okay.
gone.
I
I
think-
actually. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, Awesome.
Okay, I actually I never got to experience the experience system, but I like the way that people over you can like choose whether you rank up or not, because it gives sort of
yeah.
Yeah.
an RP feel, not
I-
just like, oh, I completed this mission, so I get a level up.
Yeah. Well, you see, with the leveling system, it isn't going to be attached to ranks anymore. So with
Yeah,
the level
that's-
system, it would only be perks, such as if you've been on the server for a certain amount of time and have killed enough NPCs, then you get plus 15 health or something like that. If you're like just starting
Like,
off.
each level, I'm gonna make it kind of easy / hard to rank up, but each level would only get you 1 HP. Up to a maximum of like 50.
That's nice.
So you'd
actually-
actually be level 50, but it'd go, one level
Can I
would
say
be
something?
a health, one would be an armor. Go ahead, Luck.
Okay, so speaking of more events, we need to have another ranking for staff, game master or something, like in ASG has done, to where they can host events much more because they're game masters who only have the power to host events and they're fully in charge of events. So admins can be admins while we have separate people for those events.
Here's another thing. I thought about that, but then I thought of a system that's different, right? To where basically the high-ranking people in RP can plan out events and then go to a super admin and
admin.
Well, actually, admin and above, yeah, admin or super admin, and say, hey, I have this event planned out. I need you to help me execute it, and unless and again, it's
now you're saying planned out or executed already? Because events sometimes start and then the admins help out later.
Well, yeah. But basically, I'm just gonna have to go say from admiral, rear admiral, etc. in the Navy, since it's more RP intensive and since they had to work more, to get there, I say that they can go plan out and kickstart events. Basically, go to a staff and say, hey, I need this done. Here's the plan. Here's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be so detailed.
I interject on that one?
Mm-hmm.
If you get permission from a moderator, I'd say it's okay as long as it's not one that involves NPCs. If it's a pure RP one, like
you turning rebel or slaying a rebel pilot out, like Village did the other day.
Yeah, just something that doesn't require you to switch maps or anything, a small little mini event, that's fine. Just, the NPCs requires admins and stuff to do the maps.
Yeah.
What if... what if what if people had more freedom to change the events of an event? For example, like there was that one time where I recommended to the admins, what if I was actually a rebel supporter and, I helped the rebel escape, which I did. What if we had scenarios, not that one in particular, but ones that could change where the event goes? Like it could just be an ST, if he gets isolated or something and is faced with the choice. I think that really benefits the server population.
It takes a lot of planning ahead of time.
Only problem though is like execution because you see it's very, very easy and I've seen this happen before. It's very, very easy to where people kind of like force a change and then it gets out of control.
And also abuse
and then the event falls apart. The problem is implementing that in a way, and you see, I support the idea 100%, and the way that we do events now, we kind of make it 50-50, right? Like, pretty much, in that Kashyyyk event that you just did, basically, you just got kecked and pushed all the way back, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you, like, picked yourselves up and, like, started to push forward. Even despite the onslaught of NPCs, so in that case, we kind of just was like, okay, you know what? They're doing really, really good. I think they're gonna make a comeback, and you took the base all the way up to the caves and destroyed the rebel base.
Well, but just an offside comment. This really isn't relevant. Let's all remember that Drake shall be known for causing the most casualties in one Imperial operation. So yeah.
They were all revived. They all came back.
Congratulations.
So what do you think about that event, though? So what do you think about that type of event?
It was long, and it was actually really fun. But yeah.
It was fun, but we didn't really have the freedom that would probably make new players happy. Because and this is a little different too. I suggested some event ideas on there. If we had events that were creative, but people could edit, like extremely different. They don't all have to do with fighting the rebels, because the rebels were just the Empire were always securing a drug operations, criminal things, and stuff like that, smuggling. If we had more events centered around that, I think and people had more freedom within the event, I think it could benefit the server.
I think rebels should be a random
and you see that's why I think that it should be we should start transitioning from admins leading the event to Juicy, Drake, and actually Army is still a bit still a bit kind of kerfuffled. But
Where
and-
were the commanders during that?
And I'm
I
kind of
have a
confused.
question.
I'm sorry, General.
If I may add,
Someone revived me in the game.
Yeah,
died
Ice has
by
actually
ship.
been demoted, and
Yeah.
and we're looking at, and you see, I'm not sure what to go do with the whole army situation right now. I'm gonna be definitely looking. So how many people have seen Colonel Scar and Colonel Zarakon?
I have
Zero.
Colonel
actually
Zaraka
2 days
has
ago.
been on.
Scar. Okay, here's the thing about Scar.
He's
And
too mean.
yeah, well, he's
he's
just
too-
unfair, and then he's never on. He doesn't take managing the regiment seriously. And for a while, the Shadow Trooper regiment wasn't really
Think he's
serious,
on the-
even when he
he's
was
on the ship
colonel.
out.
So yeah.
Yeah, all right. In that case, if Colonel Scar were to be replaced, who would you recommend? And it can't be yourself. Don't be stupid.
I
I would recommend Stim. Stim, definitely.
Stim is Stim the pilot commander still?
Stim never gets on.
Yeah, he's literally pilots are survived by the XOs.
No, Stim isn't the commander anymore. He's
I recommend
Okay, darn it.
Stormtrooper that joins the server.
Who you
I
said?
recommend
Someone teleport
Tuna.
me. I died.
So what'd you say, Tuna?
No,
I recommend the
I
next recruit
recommend-
that joins the server.
I recommend
I
Tuna.
second
I'm
that.
gonna get a ship.
All right, Vil, what do you think?
Can I have the list of the colonels actually, or can y'all tell me? 'Cause-
As of now, it's
Oh, yeah.
Scar and Zarak.
oh, that's
How do
all
you
of them.
know
No,
who's in the
okay. What
regiment?
about COs? What are the list of the COs?
I have no clue. That
Well,
it's
There's
the
me,
Colonel's
there's
job to
Tuna,
be keeping on
and
that.
there's also
I
some other
do
people.
Colonel
Jay.
Scar.
There's Slimmer.
Colonel Scar should be demoted like
Jay?
immediately.
Yeah,
Uh,
Jay. He's pretty good. He's
I,
really good,
I like Jay as well. I like
Yeah.
Jay as well.
and he
yeah,
understands
let's get Jay.
tactics.
excuse me,
Okay.
may I add something on the past topic?
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, I would really like if pretty much like admins put their minds in what the rebels would do and
Yeah.
the colonels and whatnot. Put your minds in the Star Wars universe and what would a colonel do at that point? Because you can't make stupid decisions like that, causing casualties. Because what if they can't be brought back?
Yeah, exactly.
Keep in mind, I never get training.
I'm
But
just
No
saying.
one ever gives me training when I ever get
One
get
one
left off.
other thing similar to that note, I remember there's this event that was a
Man,
week
he's
or
lazy.
two ago where a rebel spy was in our base going around hanging people. Now it confuses me why a rebel spy would be hanging our troops, because that would expose him, because we'd eventually find him, instead of continuing to stay secret and
That one
giving
always
information
confused
to the rebels. Like
Yeah.
that was really confusing.
And,
I don't
and,
know.
and,
By the
yeah,
way,
and you know
guys-
what? That's another thing. I think, in fact, I think in fact that people have been, again, I know I sound like a broken record here, but people that have been in RP and that really can go think through this more in depth, such as Drake or Juicy or somebody like that. I think they can go articulate these things out of it better.
Yeah.
And create events that are longer. I remember one time in the other server, they basically had this exact same rule, and I was general at the time. I planned, it was actually on a Friday night, like tonight, a 6-hour event to where it was 3 parts with hyperspace warps in between each part.
I remember the 2-hour event you had like a month ago.
Yeah.
Well, or go ahead.
As far as player implementation, I'd love to implement players. Our only problem now is some of the players who are good at doing stuff don't normally come on to TeamSpeak.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah, and in
Well-
case none of y'all know, we have an event group that is able to do anything for an event. It's just assigned for a singular event, and then you're given back your normal rank.
And
I'd
you see,
be
to
happy-
honest.
I'd
Go
be-
ahead.
I'd be happy to help you with events and possibly adminning. I just don't have the time.
Same.
I really don't. I'd like to help the server, but I don't like. If you allowed me to get it on when I could, maybe I'd help out more.
User joined
But-
your channel.
You know.
Yeah, and-
Before we continue, Benny, do you give your consent to be recorded and uploaded to the internet.
Yes.
And you see that's why I think that it would be good to, I don't know, it would be kind of an obligation, kind of a responsibility as well. Because you see, I don't really think that, generals or admirals or whatever even need to have admin permissions when they're hosting an event. It's better for the person on the ground, actually, to be directing the event, because he actually knows what's going on. He can go communicate with the players, get the atmosphere if players are getting pissed because they're all getting shot up by rebels. Then he can go say, hold back,
Hello?
move them here.
You alright, mate?
Oh, hello, Benny. Yeah, it's just a community meeting.
Yeah, I hanged up because of it.
Yeah.
Phone was on silent, like.
So yeah, and that's why, and that's why the events that I like to go do and that I probably do best are the ones to where I'm actually on the ground listening to the players and seeing what the feel is, kind of gauging, if you will.
Also, one more thing about events. I understand that you guys, I don't know exactly what you guys are thinking, so I'm not going to draw assumptions. But when you give the rebels these rapid fire guns, like if I have 500
They know they're
health,
doing wrong.
if I step out in front of them for 2 seconds, I'm dead. So
And also,
I just
they
imagine
have
what it's like for
ways
STs that
they have a
has
lot
to
of
turn
health.
them off.
Oh,
Yeah.
By the way, you
Yeah,
can't like have a person-controlled rebel come up behind like the guys or like they did earlier today and just start attacking out of nowhere. I mean,
Horribly
I,
bad.
I understand that is RP
I'll
situations,
catch
but
you
like
later, then.
I don't think it would be fair to the
Only do
newbies.
it with veteran players who
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah,
About
definitely.
the freedom for the events. I think that like ensigns and lieutenants and medics should also, if they should like also be able to revive a rebel if they're dead.
Not
guess so.
really.
I mean, well,
You do a couple problems with it. They have to make sure it's a player, because if they revive the NPC body, it can glitch out and actually teleport NPCs to it, or actually just teleport
Wait,
the person spawning
you
NPC.
can revive those NPCs?
Not
I never tried
always,
that.
but you can, and it can crash because it'll send too much data to your client and end up crashing the entire clients of the server.
Dang.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
like I'm
never
saying
happened.
player controlled ones.
Another thing, is I guess, I don't know, I kind of feel like events are getting repetitive just because of the maps.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the maps that we have tried
Don't-
have crashed
yeah.
clients.
Exactly.
I'm kind of at a point where I'm stuck, to where I don't know of any maps that just don't crash people horribly, that'll do
Yeah.
it, and
I think what we should start doing is taking non-Star Wars maps, make sure they don't really have any modern characteristics.
sorry, I
They
had
could
to
just
use
be
the
the
call.
wilderness, and we could do events on there.
yeah, kind of like
yeah.
Snow, because Snow's
Yeah.
not a Star Wars map.
No, or there's a nuclear map where it's all foggy and destroyed and stuff, but there's no buildings or anything that would take away
yeah.
the feel.
That could be
If
something like
you're-
we did an orbital strike on that city, and we went up there to go clear everything out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody has any suggestions for maps, let me know.
Yeah, send it to
You don't
Maxwell.
even have to make a
Endor.
post on the
Alright.
forums.
Okay.
It crashes clients.
Oh.
Yeah.
Actually,
can I
I
say
don't believe that
something?
Indoor does. No, Indoor
Indoor
No, Indoor
does
did.
if you're not subscribed. If you're not
Ah.
subscribed to it,
So-
you crash.
Oh,
know,
wait,
I-
but I'm subscribed and I gave you the maps, but I crash.
Yeah, it's odd. If you are subscribed, you won't crash as much, but if you're not subscribed, you will crash, period.
But well, then that begs a question though. I know that a lot of I know that one server in particular does use Indoor, and I didn't crash when I got on there. So is it possible that it's something inside the server that?
Most likely.
Well, in that case,
No,
we'll
well-
just go find standard wilderness maps for now, because that would help greatly.
On
That
one
would.
of the guy's maps of those 3 maps I sent you, I think somebody commented saying it crashed his game or something, and I can't remember the guy's response, but I don't think it was helpful at all. So
Usually aren't.
yeah,
Can we talk about just for a second about some players have missing textures on some of the maps? I
That's
know
their problem.
I understand that it's a CSS textures, but
You had to buy a certain game.
but
You have to have
I
them
forgot what I
even
was
if
gonna
you
say.
go on Gmod.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's impossible that we can do anything about that.
Yeah.
If we could, we would definitely do
Well,
that, but unfortunately,
I
we can't. They
can
have to
do it.
have-
It's client side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
can make
I understand.
you
I understand
download
it's a
them.
client side issue, but I'm just saying that
All we can do is
some
give
people
advice.
complain. Some people complain about how there's a lot of missing textures, like if they don't have TF2 or Mass Effect, they'll complain about missing textures, and then we'll lose players
I have a
based
texture
upon missing
website that
textures.
has 3 textures.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can make you
I give them 3
download the
textures.
textures for
Because I'm missing a
CSS.
couple. The last event that we did, I joined right at the briefing at the end, and it was that big tree. It was that big map with the trees that were missing the textures for me.
The map we
anyways.
were just on.
Yeah, Kashyyyk. That is.
Kashyyyk
I sent
has.
maps.
Yeah.
I just sent you some maps. They're designed
Yeah.
for like that new
Yeah,
yeah,
okay,
that
okay.
like one of the ships looks kind of Rebel Alliance.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry, continue.
The Kashyyyk map is airs for everybody.
Juicy.
Literally everybody. All of the trees are airs.
Yeah.
There is a way
Yeah.
you can do it, but you have to mount a specific add-on in your maps folder, and you don't get the errors.
And you
I
see,
don't
to
got
be
errors.
honest, that actually is a decent map. It's just that like the trees don't have textures, and that's why we keep
Yeah.
on using it. I mean, like let's face it, it's a good map, but like the old 5 maps are getting a bit old, so
Yeah.
we should go expand our portfolio a bit as far as that goes. Anyway, what's on the next topic up the line? Oh, all right. Since we've gotten those things out of the way, on some things about getting our server population up, I actually am wondering what your thoughts are in the server listing. Maxwell's, don't we have an option to go create our own game mode?
Yes.
Called Grand Army Gaming Imperial RP
Actually,
or something
first
like
off,
that.
can someone unlock the engine room?
The
The
engine
engine
room?
room's unlocked.
Yeah, there's a
Oh.
wall there.
So
You can walk through it.
Yeah,
it's like- it's just
Wait,
like
again? Why is it there then?
I don't know.
There's always a shield there.
I just want to ship battles red.
I just like put it there to keep to keep the lunchroom like not contaminated.
Okay.
Bless you.
Stop sneezing in the community
Yeah.
meeting.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Okay, back to topic
No,
of
it's-
off of the wall. Back to the topic of game mode. Do you guys want to create a game mode called Grand Army Gaming?
What will that do?
Imperial RP in the listings. Basically, when somebody's looking in the listings, I know that Star Wars RP shows up first, but our ranking in Star Wars RP is down. So either we have 2 options: either go get our ranking within Star Wars RP, the game mode listing up,
Which I don't know how to
the
do
top.
right now.
Yeah, or we could probably get newer players better if we created Grand Army Gaming Imperial RP.
We'd be pretty low.
That
Here, before we continue debating, I'm just gonna make a poll about it. That way we don't do a chat poll.
Yeah. I
One-
guess we don't do a chat poll.
We have the
thing
first
that
debate of whether it's a good idea or not.
Well, yeah, that's
Well,
true.
yeah.
That's true. Let's go
Alright.
ahead and do that.
One thing I've noticed is that people, when they want to join a Star Wars RP server, they look for Clone Wars because, new generation.
top of
they
the
like
list.
the Clone Wars. Well, it's not that they're just at the top of the list. It's just Clone Wars is more popular, and which is kind of
Also, it's more diverse. Good job. Good point.
Well, it is. But I guess that's the interesting thing about doing Imperial is we knew when we got into this is that Clone Wars at the time was the more popular thing, but as of now, it's so overly saturated, and at the time, the market for Imperial wasn't saturated at all. There's only a few servers left after all of them kind of died out. And you see, my goal with this, right, is to keep us kind of new and fresh and things like that, and make it fun to be on an Imperial more than at Clone Wars. That is my goal, and I think I did a lot of the changes by eliminating the ISB, kind of like all the stuff that made it super confusing, kind of streamlined it like a lot of Clone Wars servers.
Quick question: who joined? Somebody
Kenshi.
just joined.
Kenshi.
Kenshi, do you give your consent to be recorded and uploaded to the internet?
I don't care. Go right ahead.
Okay. No, we can
Alright.
continue.
So basically,
wait, before we start back, can I have permission to ship fight with Red?
Go ahead.
He already has a ship. Yeah.
He's asking where the spawn is.
You want me to post a straw poll now, Commodore?
well, let's just go do a bit more discussion. So what do you guys think about either game mode or somehow get our rankings up?
I'd say get a
Maybe
ranking.
rankings.
Yeah.
Because
I've
rankings will get higher up in the list, because the game mode will be way on the bottom.
Yeah. I've been trying to get the
Guys, I got
things
pizza.
up.
I'm not gonna be here for a while.
It's just I don't know how to
Glad
right
be in the
now.
meeting anyways.
I guess Maxwell, first priority is to go get us up in the rankings. That would be, I guess that would be a good development project to do is just figure out how to get us up in the rankings as much as possible. Because once we're on top, because there's a lot of optimized servers out there, but we need to be the most optimized. And I'm plus I don't even know like the rankings, like exactly what all goes into them, but we probably need to go check that out.
Yeah.
So we've been on player count for a little bit. Let's go move on to some other things. Forums. As you can see, there's been a lot of changes with the forums. I implemented a new menu system last night, simplified it an absolute buttload. As you can see, there's the TeamSpeak status right there, and of course right here, as you can see, under community information, we have player delegation. So please sign up for that. I need at least like 5 people. Just like if you want to have a say in the community, have a say in staff meetings, things like that, it'll be great. Right, it'll be great because staff meetings are where things, basically all the stuff from the community meetings are chalked up, implemented, and things like that.
You got it registering right now.
Quick question: how do you change your lightsaber color in Hills?
It's in your queue menu.
And if you want to go vote for someone on the forums, just go put a little +1 on their forum post, and come staff meeting. Well, actually, a little bit before staff meeting, we'll go tally up the votes and see who won.
Before you say anything else, there's actually like a like button and shit I've seen that the forum has now.
Oh yeah, like.
That a like and disagree.
Yeah.
So you could just do that instead.
Yeah, that would work.
Well, problem is,
and you can see who liked and disagreed as well.
But the thing is, does it show up as how many people have liked it and how many people have disliked it, or does it just show?
Yeah. It says times 1, 2, 3, like so on.
Yeah. So and another thing, Titus is making us a logo and a banner. So just the text on the forums will hopefully not be there for long. Titus. So if you see Titus, say thanks, because he's making a banner and stuff for us, so that'll be great. Go ahead, one guy.
Could you tell me when the logo gets completed? Because on the DuckRP server, there's a few places that put the logo.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I will go ahead and hand everything over when Titus gets finished. Oh, actually, that one guy, do you have anything for Dark RP? Any things to discuss for Dark RP? Things like that? For those of people that play Dark RP.
Yeah, today I just added a new HUD and F4 menu. Looks a lot better.
and I also set up a teletaxi, so you could use the taxi and it'll teleport you to a location that we set up.
So yeah, go ahead and go if you want to. Like let's just say it's kind of a low time. We just get done with that event, and if you get a bit bored or something, go ahead and hop on to our Dark RP server. Go give those some love over there. But yeah, what's the other thing that I was going to talk about? Any other suggestions, anything like that? We'll just go move on to suggestion time.
I have a question mainly. Are we gonna be focusing? Because I've noticed we've incorporated some of the canon aspects into our server. Are we gonna be going legends or canon?
I would say a mix of both.
Yeah.
Because I want to go find the perfect mix. I don't want to go all legends or all canon. Because if you go all canon, you don't have enough information. But I want to go a bit canon.
Yeah.
Just for the familiarity aspect.
Yeah.
But if I go all legends, then there'll be too much stuff, and
No.
just like it'll get like overload.
The thing is, if we just go straight 100% canon, we don't have enough stuff to constantly keep new types of an event or new stuff going. But we have to incorporate some stuff. So it's pretty much mix of both.
Yeah. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Anyone?
I would like to bring something up.
Oh, okay.
So do you know how we got that new cafe? I was thinking of, Maxwell said that he was thinking about it, like adding a food mod into it.
Yeah, I've gotten other questions about doing that one too, other than just Liam.
Though again, with new add-ons, we got to be real careful about that because I'm pretty sure that lag counts into our server rating. So we gotta So we gotta be careful with that. But if it it's like super light, and that's fine.
Also, I've noticed that we use the I'm trying to what's it called? Hold on, let me look at the weapons. We give a lot of the troops the DH-17. But I think we should be giving them the SE-14C, as that was an Imperial gun, while the DH-17 was more for civilians, and it wasn't military class. So.
All right. Well, that could be done. That could definitely be done. Now I know that one guy was trying to go speak, so I'm gonna let him speak.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
I did do a little bit of digging into the Gmod server banking. Hold on, just a second. What mostly I'm seeing is that's mostly on the latency, player counts, and whether the server is full or empty.
So yeah, latency, player count, and whether a server is full or empty. So those are the three main factors. Latency will, of course, is number one. Player count. And
we usually have a lot of people on.
And latency is like basically.
Yeah.
For people who don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest.
I'm hoping to get the player count up this month, hopefully, so I can have justification because actually I believe if I'm correct that Tails said that the map will be ready on the 22nd. Isn't that right, Maxwell?
Yes.
And you see, I want to go upgrade the server to a 60 slot server because the more slots you have, the more people want to join it. It's kind of that.
And it means we have more
mindset
processing power, which
And
means
that-
less lag.
Yeah, which means less crashing.
More
as well,
CPU
yeah.
room.
Yeah. So which means less crashing during events. So that's why I really want to go get things chugging out this month. I think it's going to be a great month after kind of the rough start of this year and the rough end of last year. So yeah, anyone else want to?
Also, it's in spawn, it's pretty laggy.
That is one thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to fix it.
I think it's the text screens, you know.
Yeah, I think
Maybe,
it's the text screens.
Yeah,
There's a
having
lot of
text
text screens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say let's go figure out a different way to convey that information. A lot of it, as we can go cut down on text screens, and also some of it's the map as well. It's just the way that the map is done, which
And
hopefully that'll be fixed.
The more stuff that the player has to load, the more laggy it will be.
And also the longer it takes them to join, so a lot of
Oh.
people would like just quit while waiting to join the server. They would just click cancel.
By the way, speaking of maps, can we get more like city type maps that are kind of close quarters combat instead of all these desert?
Yeah.
And like, we need like blue, not just brown and green.
Let's see. I think we have one actually. We just don't use it.
Narshada.
Yeah, we need
It's
to
Narshada.
like throw them in the map pool a little
Yeah.
bit.
Narshada
Yeah, we
is
should-
really the perfect map. Both of them are really the perfect maps for criminal and drug operations. So
Yeah, that's what I
should-
was kind of relating it to.
Yeah, we should actually probably go make a list of event maps. That would be a good idea.
By the
Oh,
way,
And also,
less hostage missions, please.
yeah, less hostage.
Alright, so let's hostage. Got it.
I want
During
a
the-
Hoth mission would be nice every so often.
Oh, you mean on?
We don't
Cool Snow?
have a Hoth map. It's Cool Snow.
Well, yeah,
Oh.
Cool Snow. You mean? I like the one with the snow in the trees and stuff.
Oh no, dang it! I'm also if I can find a Hoth map so that we can use them.
I wonder if there's like a tundra map. You know,
Dude.
just something that's like just like a flat tundra but doesn't have any Star Wars themes on it.
Yeah.
What would be super legit is if we could get like on the snow maps or the desert maps, have the regular stormtroopers to like change to sand trooper models and snow
Yeah.
trooper models, because that would be really cool, and it would be a little bit more like, kind of. I mean, it would just
Yeah.
be aesthetics, but
Yeah,
still.
yeah. I don't know. I'll have to go.
or you could just
Thinking
add it
about
to the regiment list to buy. That's also a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, on the good thing about Gmod is you can do so much, and you know,
User
it has
disconnected from
it's
your
like
channel.
so flexible. But the bad thing about Gmod is you know, if you want to go like a completely insane, you hit technical limitations and stuff like that, and that's, you know, with the Source engine, and that's kind of the problem that we've run into now is you're at a stopping point. But yeah, maybe like a Star Wars RP dedicated game. Who knows? Maybe one day in the far future, if this whole Grand Army Gaming actually succeeds in being fairly large. Who knows? But yeah. I guess that's really all I have to go say. Again, more suggestions, comments, things like that.
And here on Dark RP, we need a lot more suggestions. We need more people.
Yeah. If there's anyone Dark RP, please speak up.
I actually do come from a Dark RP server.
Okay. I mean, like, that's
an admin.
from. Yeah. I mean, like, that's from like Grand Army Gaming Dark RP, and that's like,
Oh.
if there's any problems there, things like
I'm
that.
sorry.
No,
I
it's
thought you
fine.
meant just RP in general.
Also,
No.
one more thing. I don't know why. Did I interrupt someone?
No.
Okay. I don't know why we use a firing line, because the type of warfare we use, it's practically like it's effective, but we're gonna take a lot of casualties, and that's not something we do during this time period. With this technology, we shouldn't use or teach it at all. Actually,
You know, actually, I was thinking about this with like Commando Exos. I think that as far as commandos go, they should be able to go train people. I think, I mean, like, you know, we as staff can't. We physically do not have the time to go train these troopers how to properly RP and do things like that, all the advanced training, breaching, all that stuff. So it's up to the commanders and the higher ranking officials in RP to go do that.
I would really love if like you guys would train us to the fullest potential, because like I joined the server 2 days in I didn't know what a half circle was, because that is a hard
yeah,
formation.
yeah.
So I mean, I only learned later that a half circle was like forming around a Jedi, and
Yeah.
that was important information because they asked me that in regiment tryouts multiple times, and it's just I think there needs to be a little more in-depth training,
One more
just a
thing,
little bit.
like based off what you're saying, is that I've seen this happen so many times where they weren't taught properly when they join the server, and they just get drilled during a regiment tryouts, and they end up hating you, the commander. Dude, I've had COs when I was allowed to drill sergeant people on just common sense in a battlefield, because I was doing it. ICE allowed me to do that because people would just walk in front of you while you're shooting. But COs didn't know their faces. I don't know why they were made COs if they didn't know their faces. But I had to
That's
teach them
ridiculous.
that. And it's just ridiculous, the disorganization on the server, because it's all over the place. So
Exactly, and that's something that needs to be sorted out. But I'm kind of confused about how. I mean, like, I know that there's people that do know, and you see, me, I thought, well, I could go do it myself. I am the Grand General after all. But then, like, when I try to go do that, there's a million other things that I have to attend to. So I'm really not sure how to go about this, because go ahead.
I've noticed you may want to like give players the chance to be Grand General, and you may want to make a rule where once they die, that's it. You step back a ranker. So I don't know how you do it, but yeah, based off of what you're saying, it's really hard to do what you're saying. We'd have to select the people who are disciplined, who understand RP and things like that. And I don't know, maybe we could give them a special rank, like ISB officer or something like that.
Well, you see, the thing is, though, is that what I've historically been doing, and you see, it has worked in the past, and actually I'm glad I did this system, is because I stayed as Grand General, right? But I appointed a general who did mostly everything, who basically, controlled the entire army, and that went well. Then, of course, for those of you who were there for the events of late December, you know that fell apart, but imagine if I wasn't Grand General, which eventually, once I find someone who is really good at their job, then I will promote them to Grand General and move out all together.
TeamSpeak lag.
User disconnected from your channel.
Yeah,
the TS is falling apart.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah.
Give us a minute.
So yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about, I'm gonna go start with the colonels, right? Upper Army got destroyed after the whole split up thing, right?
Well, first, you need to demote Scar or Zorak or Tessim, or do whatever you're gonna do to them.
Scar
first
will be
before...
demoted.
Hey,
yeah.
Just an idea. Like every other day, why don't we have like, how we have all these tryouts and whatnot? Why don't we have like a little, not tutoring session, but something like that, so new recruits can learn and like all that.
Yeah. And you see, yeah, exactly. And you know what? I'm thinking about Jay. Jay's my top consideration for Colonel right now.
Yeah.
To replace Scar.
When we teach these... Oh, go on, sorry.
No, go ahead.
When we teach these recruits, because first off, they should be taught well when they join the server, but clearly we're going to have to do something about that. And if we do what you're saying, we're going to have to be patient, kind, and if these people are minging, then yeah, discipline them, kick them, whatever you think is fair, but we're going to have to be kind and patient with them, so...
Exactly. You need patience, you need to go work with them, and I know a lot of people don't want to go train, but it's something that has to be done. So even if you're like, oh, I don't want to go train...
I see that all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's disgusting.
I'm always in there training, and I think Juno said at one point, and I don't mean to brag or anything, or and I'm not advertising that I want this, but Juno was like, Phil should get his own custom class for training so many people. So, but
I've also noticed the lack of newer people or people in general saluting to higher ranking officials.
Oh, I hate
Yeah.
that. That
Yeah.
really that boils
Such
my
as
piss.
COs, XOs, and all the generals.
Oh shit, I
and
forgot
stuff.
you were
Second lieutenants and up. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. And of course, again, that's up to the people that train it. And you see, the people that train, also, it's just like when the First Order servers came up, right? Seal decided to get one of those, and he really liked it. You know why? Because his trainer was good at training. He's like, oh, I don't think I'm minge on this because the trainer was so good and so personable. And it's like, and then it clicked right then and there. That's it. That's the problem.
Yeah. We also need serious engineer training because during the last event I noticed I wasn't on, but from what I've heard, the engineers, the only 2 engineers that were on, didn't know how to fix a simple gas leak.
Yeah, and you see, actually, on the funny thing is,
You're the new CO, mate.
It's like the
I am
second,
the new CO of engineers.
I know.
It's like the second when we got on, Maxwell was like, these engineers suck. And
Most of the good ones are inactive now. I've noticed a lot of the all the good ones are inactive.
Yeah, they've been without a CO for nearly like a week now. I've really just appointed Sadie.
Partly because all the good engineers ended up ranking up. And so we had the shift of all of them ranked up at once, and there was nobody there to fulfill the training that an engineer needed to have. Because originally we had the full engine room mapped out as to which parts did which thing, and now it's just falling apart because nobody's been there to train the engineers as to which part does what.
What I think we need is different parts of the engineers that work in different parts of the engine room.
That'd be kind of hard to do.
But we need a lot more engineers though.
Exactly.
Because when we were trying, when me and Leon were trying to train the only 2 engineers after the event, they both just left in the middle of training.
Yeah.
So is Jay in game right now? Yes, he is. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and do that after the meeting.
Well,
what
y'all guys may want to set a day aside, or like 4 hours aside on one day, maybe every other week or so, to train COs and below in their different regimens and such. Just get the admins to do that. Everybody's required to go to the training that they're whatever regiment they're in. Sorry, I had 2 hours.
We need a lot. We need a lot more engineers
every Thursday from 6 to 7.
Well, I don't think it should be. I don't think that should be specifically time slotted. It should be whenever, and it could be multiple times a week, anyways.
From what I've noticed,
for the
most of the
entirety of server online at the time. It's
most
not
of the players on the server are usually young and have school, because I know I have school, but I'm in high school, so I get off of school at 2:30, and I sometime will have time in the afternoons to play.
Yeah. I think that's good, and I think we should all go come away with like jobs that we have to get done, and possibly after the community meeting, like as soon as we get off, go on.
Especially for like engineers too.
Yeah,
we have there are 4 engineers currently on right now.
Can I say something quick?
Go ahead.
And both of them are new recruits because we have no engineers, and all the other engineers that we have are inactive.
Yeah, or incompetent. Yeah, go ahead, Ghost.
It's about the medics, because usually there's like 1 or only 2 at a time on.
Yeah,
That is one thing that's partially to blame on admins, as well as just the fact that medics are medics.
Because people keep on dying all the time. That's a bit of a problem. So after this community meeting ends, I'll go do what I can in the RP department first. Then I can work on the forums a bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and go call Jay up and go promote.
Someone just joined.
Yeah.
User
It-
disconnected
Waffle.
from your channel.
Waffle.
Do you give your consent to be
Black
recorded and uploaded to the internet?
Waffle isn't. Oh wait, yes it is.
The masturbator. Anyway.
Waffle, do you give your consent to be recorded and uploaded to the internet for mass viewing?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was a yeah.
Combo,
yes.
Can I say something as well?
Mhm.
So like every month or so, the staff should all get together and have like a thing.
Staff
where-
meeting?
No, not not a meeting. Like where to get to know each other better.
Well, I mean, like staff kind of do that anyway, you know.
Me going to America and going to the pub with the family. That'd be pretty cool, actually.
Okay, going to America, there's no such thing as a pub. It's a bar.
Yeah, it's a bar.
Shut up.
I get cacked. Oh, no,
Um,
I'm going back to the game chat now.
One thing, for those who are high ranking in here now, and for those who are going to be high ranking sometime in the future, keep in mind when you plan out an event, keep in mind for the fact that you can't just focus on one regiment. Try and focus on, if you want to do an engineering event, try and have another regiment have fun at the same time. Like fleet, and then incorporate commandos for a heavy movement, or a shadow company, somebody who can help.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much. And it's just like, you know, a major engineering-centric event, but somebody needs to go out into space and fix something. Engineer gives a 501st instructions, for example, because 501st have life support packs. And the 501st goes up there and fixes it. Or something like that. So, you know, anyway, I think that's all I have to say with that. Does anyone... Okay,
just
go
to
ahead,
revise your statement, Fire Force had life support packs that could support being in space for short periods, but they need medicalization afterwards.
Yeah.
Well, Stormtroopers could for like a few minutes as well, but
Right.
they need, yeah, same.
The Fire Force were just a little bit more advanced than a Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
But
it still
but
wasn't
like-
a full spacesuit.
Well, yeah, but like for small repairs and stuff out in space that needs to be done, they can do it.
Well,
All right, go ahead, Bill.
I was just thinking, when we finally get the Commando Special Unit skin that I've been waiting for a long time, we may want to add in the Riot Trooper, because we have Imperial Melee as a Riot Trooper, and we can give them stun sticks and riot
think-
shields and I don't know, like
I
just
think-
a pistol.
I want to make it a suggestion. I think there needs to be like some kind of heavy class or something. Because, you know, most of the classics, especially the Saber classes like Shadow Guard, get shredded by rebels with DLT-19s.
Didn't we used to have a heavy class?
I think that's why I think we need like a heavy class, like a shock trooper or something like that.
Are
And that's-
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
Okay, are the Terror Troopers, like, are they heavy?
Yeah, they're
Terror
more of a heavy
Troopers
class.
have a DLT-19, and if I'm not mistaken, the guy who's wanting to buy it also wants an Imperial Heavy repeater in it. So
Ooh.
they'd pretty much be the most wrecking people out there.
Yeah. And plus, we'll be moving. You know what? I'm gonna make this statement right now. We'll be moving permanently to E11s.
Permanently to E11s?
Mhm.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
For all close and medium range NPCs will be E11s. Now, long range NPCs will be DLT-19s or what have you.
Yeah.
But
No. What about the COs? Because most COs I see
Oh,
have like
Commodore's talking about
DH-17s.
Commodore's talking about NPCs, I believe.
yeah. But
No,
I
but-
thought we were talking about
players.
actual players.
Well, yeah.
My bad.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, you were like saying that, you know, like people kept on getting wrecked because the DLT-19s that the rebels had. Why don't we just
Yeah.
scale the rebels back as
They're
well?
they're
Yeah.
extremely OP.
Yeah, exactly.
The
So-
place where DLT-19s are is medium to long range, as while they do have a fast fire rate and do hit hard when they hit, they're extremely inaccurate on an NPC.
User was moved to your channel.
Well, yeah,
But-
but you guys spawn 50 of them, so when we get out
Yeah.
of cover, we just get sprayed all over our body and we're dead and no time, so...
Alright, before we continue, Classy, do you give your consent for recording being uploaded?
Yes, Maxwell, of course.
Thank you. You can continue, whoever.
Alright. So yeah, I think, is there any more things that people want to go say before we end this off, or,
One more thing. Actually, I have two more things. Is there anybody in this channel has been a former engineer?
I've
For
been
what?
a former admin on a different game.
Like an engineer on this server?
Oh, I thought I heard admin. No, I haven't. But I've been to tryouts, I know how it works.
What I need is like somebody that can train my engineers. I'm not saying I can train them, but I need someone with a lot of experience.
I'll do it. I can help, but some of the stuff is different that I do than what you might like, so...
Yeah, but I just need like we need all my engineers need.
Yeah.
All my
People
engineers
smart.
need all around training. They need to know exactly what to do in certain situations.
Yeah. Liam would be good at doing it.
Yeah, he was helping me training the other day earlier.
No.
But then all these engineers that were on that were trying to train had to leave, which is a problem because they don't. Because
You
when we're
got-
trying to teach them
Commodore
how to do
Smux.
things.
Yeah.
is on.
Commodore Smux is a good trainer for engineer. And if you want somebody who can just be creative like no other person in the world, go
Maxwell.
ask Classy.
Classy. Also, one more
Classy,
thing.
when you were fleet, you're RPing for repairing stuff.
Max, you cut out. What'd you say?
When you were fleet, when you would do the RP repair stuff, that's what we're talking about.
Oh, that stuff. I'm good at that.
Yeah.
Thanks to Star Trek, not Star Wars. Ha! No, actually, it's Star Trek. How
So-
contradictory! I know. I feel like a hypocrite.
Also,
It's Doctor Who now.
I have
Leo.
one more thing that I would like to bring up.
George
Me and
Kylo
Liam,
Ren.
me and Liam have been talking about the engineer skins. Like I know there's been a change not that long ago, but I just think that the Shadow Scout Troopers should be the regular engineer skins, and the Imperial Gunners should be the EXO and CO skins.
Speaking of, I might have found an engineer skin.
Yeah.
I know I've been talking about that just a little bit.
What is it?
It's pretty much like, okay, let's say you go on the wiki for engineers or like storm engineer, whatever, engineers in general. They're gonna have like a orange stormtrooper kind of paint deal on him.
Is it on the player model on
Yeah.
where at on the player model list?
Oh,
Alright.
I'll send you the link later.
Oh dear God, the meeting's
but,
lasted over an hour.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a pack
haven't been
of
here
player
that long.
models. I was testing them earlier on my single player world, and they look okay, but the orange paint's kind of fading. That's why I was kind of like leaning towards having that be the regular engineer
I think-
model, and
think,
pushing up. Go ahead. And like pushing up the engineer model, like base engineer that we have right now, pushing that up to the high ranking engineer model.
Yeah.
But I would want it to like stick to like the original tradition of, or not really tradition, like the original skins, or of the skins being black.
Yeah.
That's what all the engineer skins have been.
Yeah, one of the things we're wanting to do is get it off of the Shadow Scout Trooper. It's just we haven't found one, because that's the regiment we can have up for sale. And yeah, awesome. But yeah, if anybody finds one or if a better suggestion for one, again, let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that'll wrap everything up.
Any other comments, complaints,
Oh,
concerns?
yeah,
Regarding-
Can you just like send the link so I can look at it? Because I just want to know what it
There's
looks like.
something I do want to say.
That one guy was trying to say something for
Yeah.
good that I noticed. So
All right.
I've had this happen to me a few times and an admin sit that my game would crash and it would be like a big sit. What would you do in that case?
Are you talking about from the admin side or the player side?
Like, what should the admin do? Or what should the player do?
Well, I know it's not my place because I'm not an admin, but it should say something like intentional disconnect should say disconnect leaving, and crash would be like disconnect something else, but
Timed
it's
out, yeah.
yeah,
timed out.
it will
So
say
it's-
that the
there's
time's
a
out.
difference.
Yeah, so you would know.
No. If it's the admin, it pretty much either let the admin know who's you're friended with on Steam, or let somebody else know in TeamSpeak. Other than that, you can't really do anything other than get in as fast as you can.
Okay, thank you. That's all. For me.
Any other comments, complaints, concerns?
Regarding the heavy stormtrooper class, if we do add it, we should just give them a rocket launcher and that red pauldron. Then
They need to have if as much as, or if not more health than Shadow Troopers do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Shadow Guard, not Shadow Troopers. I get those two confused. Shadow Guard, they need to have as much or more health as they do as Shadow Guards do.
Yeah, just use the DICE Stormtrooper player model because it has all the pauldrons and stuff. So yeah.
So yeah,
Hey, I got two things.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Then we would have to.
First of all, can a commander order troops to go to the bridge and sit down in them chairs and shit around the table? Are they allowed to do that?
If a commander authorizes it,
I thought it was only like, you know, the higher guys use the table.
The way I'd say they can only do it is if it's for a meeting with their troops, that they want it to be a private meeting that they want people to hear. If it's for them to hang out, they shouldn't be. The bridge is a place for
I think
serious
Slimmer's going to be
RP.
shouting at them, I think, so...
Yeah.
Okay, second of all, just a general thing that I'm back to college on Monday, so yeah, obviously it's going to start being weird again with the time zone shit, so don't expect me on... Yeah, don't expect me on too much, you know.
Yeah.
I'll try and do everything while you guys are asleep, you know. I normally do some stuff at college, you know.
Yeah.
I normally go on the forums and like edit shit on the forums, but yeah, I'll do as much as I can.
Hey Benny, so what do you think of the new forum changes?
That's pretty good.
Just so y'all know how dedicated Benny is to the server, right now it's 3:10 in the morning for him.
Yeah.
I used to do that to refugees.
You know,
Then I got
I-
banned.
10 past 3 in the morning.
I would
Yeah.
so clap for you right now if I didn't have to hold a button down.
I would have fainted by now.
I don't have a push to talk anymore.
I am
What's
the
this?
auto detect.
I have been inactive today because I've been playing
I mean-
my new game, Dying Light.
I kind of have a push to talk because I know you guys don't want to hear me eating all the time or like drinking. So yeah.
User joined your channel.
I know they don't want to hear me playing my flute all the time.
Okay, who
Seal.
joined?
Seal. I consent.
Seal.
I consent.
Okay.
Are we
Any other
ending this anyway?
comments, complaints, concerns, questions?
I do
from
have one
anybody?
question concerning
Okay.
the recordings. If I were to say I consent to recording for all of them, would that be enough?
No.
Okay.
No, no, you would.
Man.
Because the recording doesn't verify that you actually joined, it just says user.
Oh.
Yeah. Alright, cool.
Oh.
I guess,
Wrap it up.
The forums has been causing issues on the WP loading screen. It would say that that it's unavailable for NG in the loading screen.
really? I don't know.
Yeah. And sometimes it does show the forums.
I don't
And
know.
it
I'm
started
thinking
to,
about
like-
buying a forum, just like the advanced for like 1 month, so I don't have those ads. because those ads are cancer.
Or just a real website if you're gonna
Do
just
the
pay
ads
for
bring you
the
revenue?
good one.
Well, you see, technically we do have a real website, but creating a forums, it would need to be constantly maintained, and the only one that knows how to do that is Maxwell. So that would use up all of Maxwell's time pretty much, and he couldn't do better things such as work on the server.
Imagine my activity past 3 days of how much I've just been AFK doing stuff, and that'd pretty much be every time I'm logged in.
Maxwell, if you're up for it, you could teach me, and I'd be okay doing it. I mean, if you.
But I'd do it. It's just a lot of work.
Is it HTML coding?
Yeah,
HTML, CSS, PHP.
Oh, never mind.
I tried using MyBB before.
And don't forget JavaScript if you want to get into that.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, you have to do JavaScript because you have to do JavaScript and PHP integration so that you can do custom logins.
Yeah.
By the way, I do that I did that at college. That's actually what I'm doing right now. JavaScripting, HTML,
wait.
CSS.
Do I hear that Benny could do the forms as a school project for me?
What? No.
Maxwell, I think that's what you're hearing.
They just set it up using
Benny, I think you just
Benny,
admitted yourself to do that.
Yeah,
he
said
it. I have it recorded.
No, everyone. Benny, could you actually? I don't know how it works.
I'm actually making my own website.
Like, if you could go do that, it's like isn't that like your college project, like making a website, right?
Right.
I wonder if you could go say, "Hey, I'm making a website for Grand Army Gaming."
That'd be kind of embarrassing.
Well, it wouldn't be embarrassing.
Just saying I'm making
but
a
it would be
website
like,
for a friend.
I'd say it'd be endearing.
Technically, it says employer.
Well, yeah,
technically we don't pay
write
him.
it off as that. Well, yeah, we don't pay him, but you can go write it off as like volunteer
Because
work.
technically we are registered as a company.
So yeah, technically you could go write that off. I would go see what you what they would go do with that, Benny. Now that right there could be
Talk
a way
about
to
exploiting somebody's college.
Benny is
God,
crying
yeah.
right now.
My mind is literally like.
His mind is exploding thanks to the
I mean,
he's
like,
I'm
hey,
being forced
it would
into
work
this.
for college. It's like, hey, I have to do this project. Why not go do
It's a
this
great
project
idea.
for this and have it
Actually,
huger than Donald Trump?
I'm fucking
Hey,
doing
Benny.
enough for college at the moment.
Wait, what?
Benny, I finally
At least he's
figured
going
out.
to
Okay,
college.
let's get back to the thing.
Oh yeah, we're recording.
Alright, I'm gonna go. See you guys.
See you, Bill.
I'll be on the
Bye,
server
Tracer.
for a little
About
bit,
an hour.
but you know.
Alright,
Yeah.
bye.
See you, Bill.
User disconnected from
Oh,
your channel.
one last thing from me. The Dark IP, I just want to announce that we had the shortest meeting in history on the Dark IP.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I
that
remember
10
that.
and a-
10 minutes.
Damn.
Maybe
One time I had
tomorrow's
a
meeting will be
meeting-
a bit better.
One time I had a meeting on my server, Commodore. Let me tell you how long it lasted. 30 seconds. You know what I said? I said you're fired. Don't come back.
Oh, you're fired.
I had my
wait,
co-workers
wait.
and my team speak, and all I said was, "You're fired. Get out."
Do you need a small loan of $1 million?
No.
Do you want to ban
Oh, with me,
from
that's
the
a
US?
huge
Do you want to
one.
build a wall?
Well, he does
Do you
support
want the
Donald
wall
Trump.
to be successful?
He does support
Do
Donald
you want
Trump.
a
small ban of
I do not support Donald Trump.
Okay. How about we end the recording now before we all embarrass ourselves
Yeah, yeah.
permanently?
This is
Wait, no,
meeting.
no. Okay.
Alright, guys, be quiet from it.
Alright, so this is community meeting
End.
January 8th.
This is the end, not the
2016.
beginning. You just said this is the
Good,
community meeting.
goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Hello, and
Goodbye.
welcome to
Bye.
community meeting.
Hello and welcome to a meeting.
Hi, Mom!
Oh, wait.
Owner.
This one's over.